and welcome to the Monumental Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Dr.Que. Here we focus on tapping into our fullest potential to become our best possible selves. Each and every Monumental Monday, we will drop a new episode that will have a word of the week, as well as a metaphor or phrase to utilize and incorporate in your daily lives. If you are a fan of the show, please like, comment, and subscribe to at Dr.Que the Coach on all social media platforms. Today, our word of the week this week is really going to be surrounded around leadership. Everything I'm doing going forward is now going to be surrounded around leadership. So, right now, I am going to break down some simple tips that you can use to help you make effective decisions. So, our word for the week this week is decision making. I know it's a hyphenated word, but it's one word. So it's decision making. so um, when we are effective leaders, we have to be able to make decisions quickly and precise and making sure that we kind of look at all areas. So when you are making decisions and coming up with reasons why you're going to do what it is that you want to do for your business, how you're going to lead your team, if an obstacle or a challenge come your way, how you're going to move forward, all of that plays a role in being an effective leader. You have to have good decision-making skills. So I am going to talk about some of the good decision-making skills that you can use and incorporate in your leadership styles and in your daily life in order to make sure that you make those decisions correctly and effectively, and making sure that you look at all aspects. So the first thing of making an effective decision, or just making a sound decision, is one, defining your goals and your priorities. When you have a clear definition or a clear vision in mind on what it is that you want to do, it's easier for you to help. It's easier to help make the decisions. It's easier for you to decide if this is going to be better than that, or which route may be more effective, because you have a clear vision in your mind on what it is that you truly want. What is the goal for the business? What is the goal for the team? What metrics are we meeting? If we want to increase our productivity by 10%, how do we do that? Because now you have that clear vision. You know what it is that you want to do. You have that goal in your mind. You can prioritize what's more important than others. If we want to have a 10% increase in our growth and productivity versus making sure that we have a new refrigerator in the break room, you know what's more important, and you know what you can handle right then and there, and what steps to take in order to get there. The next thing is gather your information. It is imperative to do research. Do not just be making blind decisions without putting in the correct research and time to gather the information you need to be able to make a sound decision. Many times we find ourselves in situations where we'll just make a decision and you haven't even thought twice about it. Yeah, do that. And it can be completely wrong, or something that doesn't even align with your vision or the goal that you have for your business, for your team, or for your company. So make sure that you take the time needed, whether that's a quick Google, or, just pulling out a book, making some references to different things, asking questions. Asking questions is important. That's how you really get to the root of what it is that you need to do. Will this decision help me? Will this route assist us in getting to this goal faster? What will happen if I choose the other route? That's the next thing. Gathering your pros and your cons. Consider, what is the pro if I take this route? What is the con if I take this route? Do my pros outweigh my cons? You want to make sure that your pros outweigh your cons, because if you have a whole lot of cons, you're not likely to continue. So before you make a decision, make sure that you clearly know what it is that you're doing. What is the goal? What is it that you're aiming towards? What are you going after? Next, you need to gather all the information. Do the research. What is it that I need? How will this help? Gather the information, do the research. What is the relevant points or options that's available? You have to know what the different options are before you make the option. And then you look at the pros and cons for each option that you have presented. This allows you to better understand the potential benefits and the potential drawbacks from making that decision. The next thing is analyzing your consequences. Think about the short term and long term consequences of your decision and how will that decision impact you in the short term versus in the long term. Sometimes if you put things off, you make it worse over time. So if I do something right now, it's going to get done now, and in the long run I'll be thankful for it because it's not going to get worse. I know a lot of us, we have these vehicles, and sometimes people put off getting that oil change. But if you put off getting the oil change and you don't get the oil change, over time you can ruin your transmission, you can ruin your engine. These are the different things that can, those are long-term consequences. The short-term consequences is that you didn't go and get your oil change. The long-term consequences is you're making your car worse. So when you make a decision for your business, the short-term consequence can be, you lost an employee. But the long-term consequence can be you're ruining your reputation. And reputation is important when it comes to being a leader, when it comes to being an individual. Don't nobody want no bad reputation. You want to make sure when somebody say your name, they say all good things about you. When somebody see your business logo, they can brag and say, oh my God, I worked with this company and they were amazing. Oh my God, I worked with this person and they were amazing. It builds up your credibility. So look at that short-term and long-term consequences for the decisions that you make. The next thing is involve others. See, sometimes leaders just feel like they have to make the decision all by themselves. Well, I am here to tell you that you don't. You can involve and incorporate others in the decision-making process. Now, if you have to make a decision right away and you don't have time to consult others, that's one thing. But if you're making a decision that can impact your entire company, get their opinions. Take a survey. Hey, even for example, at Michelin, whenever they change their time schedule or their work shift, it's like, okay, we're going to do a poll. How many people like these shifts over these shifts? Which one is going to get the most votes? So that's the way that we're going to go. Because when people are involved, they feel like they're heard, they feel appreciated, they understand that, okay, well, the company or the leader knows that it's not just going to impact them, but it's going to impact all of us. So seek input from others. If you have a really high decision that you have to make that's going to be pertinent to the success of your organization. A lot of people have like the board of directors. I'm on 2 board of directors where if it's a decision that has to be made for an organization, they come directly to us. We are their trusted sounding board to say, hey, this is what it is that we're thinking about doing. What is it that you all think about it? That way, you're not feeling like you're making that decision alone. So it's good to involve others, get their insights, their perspectives, especially if they may be affected by it, or you can get a non-biased opinion. Sometimes it's good to talk to somebody who just is going to shoot it to you straight. Some people is some yes people, and some people are going to say no. So it's good to have those people that are going to be straight shooters with you, let you know yes or no, this is good, this is bad. And they're really concerned about the organization or the business or the team and not necessarily concerned about your ego, because you have to take your ego out of decision making. The next thing is trusting your intuition. Now, this one I like because it allows you to say, what's that gut feeling? Like when you're about to make this decision, how do you feel? What is your intuition telling you? Like, oh yeah, this is really good, this is great, this is going to work out. Or sometimes you get that gut feeling, you're like, oh my goodness, I really don't know. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is your internal guide letting you know if something is for you or not. And I love my intuition because I be quick to be like, no, that's not going to work. Or yes, I can feel that this is going to be a great choice, a great opportunity, a great business venture, a great decision. And then the last thing is this: avoid rushed decisions. Take time. Like one thing that I don't like is you ever go to the car dealership, and as soon as you walk in, you got somebody and they right there trying to sell it to you, and they want to sell it to you right now. And then they start like, oh yeah, this is all of the benefits. You can do this, and that. Now what's your social security number so I can run your credit report? Hold on, player. I didn't say I was gonna buy this yet. Pipe down, pipe down. Give me time. Avoid making rush decisions because that's going to help you avoid making mistakes. It takes time to make good decisions. And sometimes it takes longer than others. Like I know some people that can go to the car lot and they'll get sold on the first car they seen. Ain't even weighed out their other options. Ain't gathered no information. Don't even know how many miles on the car. Just ready. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. No, calm down. Calm down. Avoid making rush decisions because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you say yes to something or you agree to something or you turn down something and it can be a wonderful opportunity for you. So even if that means before you say yes, you take a deep breath, you say, hey, let me get 5 minutes, let me get a day, or I'll get right back to you so that I can gather more information. There's nothing wrong with that. Take your time. Avoid making those rush decisions as often as possible because you don't want to make a decision on something that you will regret later. You don't want to make a decision on something that you will regret later. So take your time. Weigh your options. Decide if this is going to be beneficial for you or not. So those are 7 great tips that I have for you on how to make effective decisions. And then I have a bunch more, which I'll probably do part 2 to decision making next week. So stay in tune because those were 7 and I have about 7 more, maybe 8 more that I'll drop for you all next week. We will now transition into part 2 of our show, our metaphor or phrase for this week. Our phrase, metaphor, or quote this week is going to go hand in hand with our word of the week, decision making. This is really important, and I really like this. It goes to say, every decision you make is a reflection of the values and priorities that shape your life. That's important because you want to make sure that whenever you make a decision, does it align with who you are? Does it align with your purpose? Does it align with your priorities? Does it align with your values? You don't want to just go out here and making these blind, unsound decisions, especially when it comes to leadership. Does it align with the mission and the vision of your organization, of your company? Before you make a decision, is it going to affect others? Because effective leadership really takes decision making to the core, making sure that it aligns with all aspects of your organization. How is this decision going to affect my team? How is this decision going to be a benefit for them? Is this a priority? Make sure that before you make these decisions, you really give it the time and the thoughts that it needs. Some people can make effective, good decisions right away, and some people it just take a little time. For me, I needed like a day or two. I'd be like, hold on. Like I had a meeting the other day, and we were talking to someone about doing our processing fees and all of that good stuff. Well, our processing for our business, and they were talking about processing fees. And yeah, you can sign up today. I just need $100 deposit. Sir, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I don't work like that. I will not sign up today because I need time to consider my options. I need to weigh my decisions first. I need to see how is this going to affect me? How is this going to affect the company? How is it going to affect the employees? And how it's going to affect the families that we serve? I am not just going to make a blind decision because you're the first person that I had a meeting with. I have a few others coming up, but I will keep you informed and I'll let you know. Well, can I follow up with you? You absolutely can follow up with me, and I'll be completely transparent and honest with you if we decide to go with you or with another organization. Thank you so much for all of the information that you're provided. This is very good, detailed information that will help me make an informed decision. So it's okay to people are going to pressure you to make these decisions right away. Here, you got to do it. They're going to put this urgency in it. It's okay to say, hey, wait a second. I need to do my research. I need to gather more information. I need to make sure that I don't make a rush decision or a decision that I will regret in the future. But I need to make sure that I will make an informed decision that will be impactful and effective for not just me, but my business, my team, my organization. It has to align with the values, the mission, the vision, and the priorities of our organization. It has to be in tune with our goals. And it has to make sense because numbers make sense. So if it don't make sense, it is nonsense. And you can't make sense out of nonsense because it ain't going to work. So That's it. Make sure that you use these tips to help you make informed decisions, effective decisions, and understand that this is just one aspect of leadership. This is just one aspect of being an effective leader, is being able to make those sound and informed decisions. Don't feel rushed, don't feel pressured. Make sure that it aligns with what your goals are, and you know what the vision is that you have in your mind. Make sure that you gather your information, do your research, make sure that you weigh out the pros and the cons of each option that you have available. Make sure you analyze those consequences, rather short term or long term. How is this going to be affecting my organization in the short term, and how is it going to impact my organization in the long term? Make sure that you get the influence from others, ask them their opinions, get them involved. If you have a board of directors or just a sounding board, not just yes people that's going to do whatever you say or go along with what you say, but someone that will challenge your thought process, help you think deeper about the decision that you're making, and follow your intuition. It is your internal guide to help you decide, like, oh, I don't know if this is good or not. So these are just the first 7 tips on being an effective leader that makes sound and informed decisions. Remember, if you are a fan of the show, please like, comment, and subscribe to @Dr.Que the Coach on all social media platforms. I am your executive leadership success coach, and I look forward to working with you all and seeing you all next week. Always remember that the sky is not the limit, because there are footprints on the moon. I'll see you next week. Peace.